Welcome students. In the next category of factors affecting on location of industry, one of the major physical factor, that is climate. Yes, climate. All over the world we see the different types of climate. Now we can see in short about, if we see the globe, if we see from the equator till North Pole and from equator till South Pole, we see the difference in the climatic condition. In the equatorial region, from 0 to 10 degree north and south latitude, we see the temperature is very high, the humidity is very high, and heavy rainfall. In the next 23.5 degree up to 66.5 degree latitudes in both the hemisphere, we see the moderate temperature and moderate rainfall. This area, which is called temperate region, and from 66.5 degree to 90 degree north and 90 degrees, and from 66.5 to 90 degree south, in both the hemisphere, temperature is very cold. Other than these three categories, the other natural areas like hot deserts where the temperature is very high and no rainfall, coastal areas where temperature is high and high humidity. So we see the variety of climatic conditions, and it is depend on the physical factors in the region as well the latitudinal extent. So the climate also one of the major factor which we need to consider while thinking about the location of industry. Now, if we take the example of the regions like tropical areas, 10 degree to 23.5 degree latitude in both the hemisphere. Tropical areas where high humidity, high temperature. And so these are the areas where the food processing industries are not located, because this climate is not suitable for such industries. As after processing on food products, we need the freezing facilities. If the high technology, good qualitative technology, good freezing facilities are available, then it is possible that the processing industries will be established. But in the tropical areas, climate is one of the factor which is affecting on the food processing industries. But in cold climatic regions like northern part of North America, northern part of Europe, northern part of Russia, Japan, southern part in the southern hemisphere, Australia, southern part of South America, these are the regions where temperature is cold, and so in these areas food processing industries are established, as the cold climatic condition is naturally available. So there is no expenditure on freezing facility. So naturally availability of cold climatic conditions, food processing industries are more in the northern part of North America, northern part of Europe, northern part of Russia, Japan, all these. Now this is about food processing. One of the product, that is cement industry. Now we all know cement industry which requires dry climate. In humid climate, cement, it can be stick and it will be wasted. And so the cement industries are always located in the dry climate. One more example we can take, cotton textile industries. Now cotton textile industries are always located in the humid climatic conditions. Why it is? Because when cotton is changed into a thread, hence when we are making a thread from raw cotton, that time the humidity should be there in the atmosphere. Otherwise the thread will always break and the quality of that product will not be good. And so we always see that the cotton textile industries are always located in the humid areas and especially in the coastal areas, because in coastal areas the amount of humidity is more in the atmosphere and that is naturally available. And so cotton textile industries are always located in the coastal areas. So in some products like food processing, cement industries or cotton textile industries, we have to think about climate also. But nowadays, climate is not that severe factor as technology is very much high level, and so artificially we can create a climate. Now very simple example, that we are utilizing AC in our houses. So in summer season we are utilizing AC so we can feel the cool climatic condition. Same as we are utilizing a fridge. In this we are keeping the products so that they will remain good condition for longer time. And so artificially we can create a climate which is required in particular products. And so nowadays climate is not the major factor. But yes, if these facilities would have not available, then yes, definitely climate was a factor which is also we have to consider while starting the industry. The next factor, that is water. Now water is also one of the physical factor which is very important while starting the industry. Water, that is fresh source of water. Fresh water which is required for the domestic purpose. In short, in industries, for people, for drinking purpose and for other utilizations. Then for agro-processing industries, we need water for cleaning the products, for mixing the products. Then for in iron and steel industry, we need the water for the cooling of iron when it is hot. So to make it cool, we need the water, continuous water supply. So water is also important factor, physical factor, while we choosing the location of industry. In iron and steel industry, as I just said, that the iron which is found in the form of ores, which is in the impure state. So when we are making it in or in pure state, we have to heat it. Now, to make it cool again, we need the water supply. And so, we see, so water is also very important factor while selecting the location of industries. The next factor, that is power supply. Now, power supply. In modern times today, electricity is the major source of power supply. Previously, coal was utilizing petroleum. Nowadays, petrol is also utilized. Then oil is utilized. So, electricity, coal, the petrol, diesel, these are the sources of power supply. Even in some areas, in some industries, natural gas or thermal energy is also utilized as the power supply. So in the areas where continuous supply of power is there, industries are located. Now we see generally in the rural areas, the power supply is always disturbed. Load shedding is one of the major problem in the rural areas, and that is why most of the industries, either they are located in the urban areas or nearby the urban areas, or the special economic zone which is allotted for industries, so that the work will not be stopped. So power supply is also the important factor when we are selecting location of industry. The next factor, that is labor. Now labor is very important, because if I am starting the industry, I cannot do all the work. So I have to hire the people for the works. Now different works we have to do in the industries. On the basis of the nature of work, we have to hire the workers, we have to hire the laborers. So on that basis, the laborers are divided into three categories. The first is unskilled labor. The second is skilled labor. And the third is semi-skilled labor. Now, unskilled labor. Now, some works in the industries for which we need the laborers who are doing the physical work. And for that work, we need not to hire the highly qualified, educated people. So, the people who are uneducated or very educated but not the higher one. So, unskilled people we can hire and we can do the work. Next is skilled labor. Now, in the industries, machines are there. Then quality of product is important, and for that we need engineers, quality check people. If the industry is pharmaceutical industries, then we need the scientists, we need the doctors, like those who have the knowledge of that product. And so that time we must hire the skilled labor. The semi-skilled people. Semi-skilled people, it means they are not much qualified. But if you teach them, then they can understand how to do the work. And then we can take the work from those people. Means they are educated, but probably they don't have the higher degree. And so, in such cases, we can utilize such people for the works. So, while hiring the labor, first we need to categorize that how many skilled, how many unskilled, and how many semi-skilled people as a labor we require in the industries. Accordingly, we can hire them and we can do the works. Thank you.